Static electricity is an imbalance of electric charges within or on the surface of a material or between materials. The charge remains until it is able to move away by means of an electric current or electrical discharge. Static electricity is named in contrast with current electricity, where the electric charge flows through an electrical conductor or space, and transmits energy. Contact with the slide has left this child's hair positively charged so that the individual hairs repel one another. The hair can also be attracted to the negatively charged slide surface. A static electric charge can be created whenever two surfaces contact and have worn and separated, and at least one of the surfaces has a high resistance to electric current, and is therefore an electrical insulator. The effects of static electricity are familiar to most people because people can feel, hear, and even see the spark as the excess charge is neutralized when brought close to a large electrical conductor, for example, a path to ground, or a region with an excess charge of the opposite polarity, positive or negative. The familiar phenomenon of a static shock, more specifically, an electrostatic discharge, is caused by the neutralization of a charge. Electrostatic induction. A charged object brought close to an electrically neutral conductive object causes a separation of charge within the neutral object. This is called electrostatic induction. Charges of the same polarity are repelled and moved to the side of the object away from the external charge, and charges of the opposite polarity are attracted and moved to the side facing the charge. As the force due to the interaction of electric charges falls off rapidly with increasing distance, the effect of the closer, opposite polarity, charges is greater and the two objects feel a force of attraction. Careful grounding of part of an object with a charge-induced charge separation can permanently add or remove electrons, leaving the object with a global, permanent charge. A similar effect occurs in electrical insulating materials. In an insulator, the internal charges, electrons, are bound to atoms and cannot move freely around as in a conductor. However, they can move a little within the atoms. In the presence of a nearby charge, the negative electrons and positive nucleus move slightly toward opposite sides of the atom, causing a similar separation of charge and a slight attraction toward the external charge. This process is integral to the workings of the Van de Graaff generator, a device commonly used to demonstrate the effects of static electricity. Static electricity discharge. The spark associated with static electricity is caused by electrostatic discharge, or simply static discharge, as excess charge is neutralized by a flow of charges from or to the surroundings. The feeling of an electric shock is caused by the stimulation of nerves as the neutralizing current flows through the human body. The energy stored as static electricity on an object varies depending on the size of the object and its capacitance, the voltage to which it is charged, and the dielectric constant of the surrounding medium. For modeling the effect of static discharge on sensitive electronic devices, a human being is represented as a capacitor of 100 picofarads, charged to a voltage of 4,000 to 35,000 volts. When touching an object, this energy is discharged in less than a microsecond. While the total energy is small, on the order of millijoules, it can still damage sensitive electronic devices. Larger objects will store more energy, which may be directly hazardous to human contact or which may give a spark that can ignite flammable gas or dust. Lightning is a dramatic natural example of static discharge. While the details are unclear and remain a subject of debate, the initial charge separation is thought to be associated with contact between ice particles within storm clouds. In general, significant charge accumulations can only persist in regions of low electrical conductivity. Hence, the flow of neutralizing charges often results from neutral atoms and molecules in the air being torn apart to form separate positive and negative charge, which travel in opposite directions as an electric current, neutralizing the original accumulation of charge. The static charge in air typically breaks down in this way at around 10,000 volts per centimeter, 10 kilovolts per centimeter, depending on humidity. The discharge superheats the surrounding air, causing the bright flash, and produces a shock wave causing the booming sound. The lightning bolt is simply a scaled-up version of the sparks seen in more domestic occurrences of static discharge. The flash occurs because the air in the discharge channel is heated to such a high temperature that it emits light by incandescence. The clap of thunder is the result of the shock wave created as the superheated air expands explosively.